49er Impact, I would say it's this program that allows you to just explore all of those crazy entrepreneurial ideas that are running through each and every one of our minds. And it's just an opportunity to like flesh those out and see what they could actually be like if you like try to make a business out of it. And it's like in a really safe space to do that too, where you can receive mentorship and guidance and even win different prizes and things like that. And for me personally, when it comes to this program, it represents freedom in a sense. Because like I'm a very entrepreneurial spirit, and for me, it was just kind of like, all right, let me get some of these ideas out of my head and like put them into the world, so I don't have to think about them. This was just like the perfect chance to do it because it's this big open sandbox where you can just play around with anything and everything and like see what your peers are making and like grow on things together. So it's just like this like free open space where you can be creative, where it's cliche, but like the only limitation is your imagination, man. So it's just like helped me like refine stuff. And I think the biggest way it did that was its focus on customer discovery. Whereas like you just go out and you talk to a whole bunch of like potential customers or like future customers who you would think that you would sell to. And like I think to date I've done like 150 of them. And yeah, and it's like every one of those conversations, I'm just learning more and more about, this idea, about myself, about the market. And I think that's been like the biggest thing that like has helped me elevate
Hmm.
because like, I went from like that generic website idea to through that discovery, learning that like coaches don't just want numbers, like they're tired of seeing just numbers. I grew on that and like I decided like making apps and like mobile websites that are specific to teams. Like that's really what they want. They want something
Hmm.
actionable. And so like that was all like Venture Prize is doing with like telling me to just go out and talk to customers. Don't sit behind my desk. And so that's elevated me in so many ways, truthfully. I think I think to anyone who like wants or is like thinking about taking that next step of like making like their idea into a company or a business is just go for it, really. I mean, it's super simplistic, and like I know that there's like a lot of built-in fears with it, but there is no better time than right now for us. Being in college, we don't have a lot of tethers. We're pretty flexible relatively.
Hmm.
Like we don't have a family depending on like an income. We don't have a whole career where people can't let us leave yet. Like we can take those risks. And
Hmm.
I think there's no better time to take those risks than now. And so go for it before we have those other responsibilities. And it becomes much harder to try and make that kind of pivot when people are depending on you. So I think just go for it because there's no better time than now.